Check in with Jill Bell, and she's hanging out at the Children's Cottage this morning. All this week, Jill has been talking to business owners and people affected by last year's flood.
And what a road to recovery it's been for the people here at the Children's Cottage, and such an incredible story that Patty's been sharing with us all morning long. We're in one of the crisis nurseries here, so we have some footage of the flood damage from last year, which was primarily in the basement. But what did this room look like? We're on the 3rd floor here.
Well, this became a little bit of a room where all of our toys and any files that we had recovered, volunteers were working in here to just keep ahead of all the silt that was coming through after the water had receded. But we had a lot of things we were trying to recover, so people were washing down all kinds of equipment that we had tried to recover out of the basement or the backyard, and they were doing that in this room. And then they were trying to sort out files in here as well, so a number of volunteers had files all over the floor and trying to just sort out what we could keep and what we couldn't.
Right, and the work wasn't just around the water damage in the basement. It was on top of that, cleaning all the silt on the 2nd and 3rd floor in the bedrooms.
Non-stop, and you have to open all your windows. We learned when you are in a flood and want to try to minimize the amount of moisture damage that you're having, and so all the windows were wide open, and the silt was about a foot deep on the roads outside, so the wind was blowing everything through. And volunteers came in here from 8 o'clock in the morning till midnight, and they just tried to keep ahead of the game so that of the mess that was coming through the windows, and they dusted and cleaned the floors. I think that our floors were washed at least 50 times a day, and that's not an exaggeration. Wow. And but volunteers were cleaning, and then they would think that they should put up a sign to say this area was cleaned, but we said, oh, please don't, because 20 minutes later you had to start again.
Wow, incredible. And I mean, an incredible amount of work was done in a short amount of time to get the kids back here into the facility. Tell us about the moment when there was a volunteer roundup at McMahon. They had too many volunteers and they ended up coming to Bridgeland and walking down the street. What did that feel like for you?
I just got goosebumps as you're talking about it, and I know that I shed a few tears that day, and I'm sort of getting emotional just thinking about it again. And so we're all working, and we're thinking, you know, will we have enough volunteers today? And then suddenly, from all areas of the neighborhood, people just started walking in, and you thought you were in some TV movie, and they were all coming to help us because people at McMahon had said, oh, go to the Children's Cottage, they need your help. So there were too many people to actually you know, give them jobs here, and so we were able to provide all of those people to go down into our neighborhood and help all the people that were really struggling in the houses here. And so that really helped the neighborhood feel better, and people brought food, and we have all our little wagons that the children use here, and so they'd been all hosed off, and so we put all of the food in it, and volunteers were going up and down the street providing food to the neighbors, and the volunteers helping as well. Okay. It was a real community coming together.
What a city we live in, and we so lucky, and we'll have the opportunity to meet some of those volunteers in the next segment. Ted, Tara?
Thanks, Jill. Still to come in